We have 130 years of experience in orthopedics here in Warsaw and Kosciuszko County, and that wasn't done by one person. It was done by a joint effort of a lot of people.
Orthoworx was formed in 2009 out of a concern for this being the orthopedic capital of the world, but was anybody really waking up every day thinking about how do we keep this industry ecosystem well-nourished? And today, Orthoworx, 16 years later, is really working on three pillars. The first pillar being talent pipeline. So one of our big initiatives is creating a constant inflow of talent coming into the industry. And then the second pillar would be community enrichment. And we really think about community development and community enrichment through the lens of talent attraction and retention. And then the third pillar would be advancing the industry by helping showcase it wherever it's appropriate, helping to support innovators.
An organization built to connect people, industry, and future.
The orthopedic industry here is fiercely competitive, but they're also strangely collaborative.
And everybody plays a little part to make this the orthopedic capital of the world.
If you need a resource, if you need a supplier, if you need a manufacturer, if you need just expertise, often it's within minutes. And so that's fairly unique.
Competition exists, but collaboration defines it.
You can just hear their voice and they get lit up to tell their own story.
Oftentimes those artisans who are maybe polishing a device, or they're running that CNC machine or that lathe, or they're doing some of that precision welding, don't often get the attention that they deserve. And so we're kind of bringing those personalities to life, helping people see that some of these folks are artists in their own right, and they lead unique lifestyles, but that this industry has a place for everybody. And sometimes those folks who we might pass on the street and not realize are professionals, maybe they don't look like the role we assume, but they're doing amazing work every day.
This is craftsmanship. This is identity.
There's a generational shift that's happening where younger generations are maybe not as interested in the trades or manufacturing or careers that we support.
And so we wanted to really shine a light on that collaborative, collective effort to bring orthopedics to the forefront. One of the school programs that we do is all around virtual reality, where we use virtual reality headsets to help junior high kids, primarily 8th graders, do job shadowing inside of a virtual reality world.
If they can see it, they can become it.
We're doing a lot of videotaping of people who represent some of those careers that we want to showcase, like a polishing career, which can take years to really master and learn. And so we're doing several of those video vignettes and video stories. We're also doing a billboard campaign to help people be aware of where they can go to access some of that information. And then we're doing a series of press releases and other stories.
The Joint Effort campaign is a video series that really highlights all the different stakeholders that are involved in the orthopedic capital of the world. It could be educators, it could be community leaders, production workers and manufacturing workers, all the way up to clinical people that are working directly on patients, local surgery centers and healthcare facilities. Maybe tell some stories that don't normally get told, it's kind of the secret sauce that we have here. We just have something special here, and this shines a light on that for them. They get to see these stories come to light and really realize how special it is.
So we're trying to create a community that has amenities and experiences and housing and recreation and transportation that will really attract that young professional, help them put down roots, and decide to stay here long term.
All across the state, we've got people interested in doubling down and making this a great place to work, live, and play.
The industry builds the community, and the community sustains the industry.
There's a great deal of pride that they feel in knowing that they play such an important part, and they've known that forever, but it often doesn't get attention. And so when we can bring attention to that, it's really cool for them.
I think everybody likes to tell their story and explain how they got to where they are, and to give them the opportunity, a little bit of the spotlight that, maybe tell some stories that don't normally get told. A lot of people have spent their entire careers and lifetime working in this industry. We want to tell those stories through the joint effort, but we also want to make sure that they can go off and retire knowing that they're handing it off to a next generation that's going to take it to a different level.
This is more than a job, it's a legacy.
What if they were gone? What if they were no longer here? It doesn't take much to remember how Detroit suffered when many of the audio industries pulled out or shrank in size.
We're focused very, very closely at improving the quality of life here for residents now and for residents of the future.
And so we'll do everything we can every day to keep the industry well supported. We hope the Joint Effort campaign actually helps people see themselves in the industry, whether that's in a manufacturing role, whether that's in a quality assurance role, whether that's in a design and engineering role or a package engineering role or a sales and marketing role or a human resources, finance. I mean, there are so many career paths available to students, and so when they think ortho, they need to think broadly, and they need to think not, do I have a place, but where is my place?
The thing that we love to do is to convene people, to communicate, and to champion, and this checks the boxes for all of that. It kind of brings everybody together for the common cause of what we are here at Orthoworx and the orthopedic capital of the world, and we couldn't be more excited to tell that story for everybody.